Andy's a little scared.
Michael goes on to criticize Andy's baby voice, but says nothing about the much more egregious sin of referring to yourself in the third person.
Andy have a boo-boo tummy. Would you rather me say, hey guys, my irritable bowel syndrome is flaring up.
Okay.
Crazy diarrhea happening right now.
You know, there is a middle ground between baby talk and oversharing. Me no know what that is, but I'll look into it after I finish emptying this musky-smelling pustule on my cracked heel. Truly, it smells like skunk wafting out of Satan's asshole.
We're also on record as saying widow iddle, footy woodies, num-nums, jammies, make boom boom, widiculous, and woad Iwind.
To be fair to Andy, I do believe this is how to properly pronounce Vermont.
Well, if we're complaining, a lot of people think your Elvis voice is annoying.
Yes, but have you written your complaints onto blue note cards? Because apparently that matters.
Well, thank you. Thank you a lot. And for what it's worth, I think your baby voice is tops.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis.
You're welcome, baby.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
There's a bunch of sent emails that just say delivered. Should I delete those?
For the record, I have not watched the episodes since the last one I sinned because I had better things to do, including waxing my surfboard, feeding the ducks in the park, and 3-part cheesy tournaments. And so I have no clue why Jim is in his own office and why Pam was recast with the voice of Crackle on Sophia the First. I just know I don't like change and therefore I sin change.
Is that what we're going for now? Okay. We used to go for pretty good.
The downward trajectory of The Office somehow finds its way into this episode.
What's Scott's Tots?
Before this question is answered, let's draw attention to the very limited space the staff has to interact with the vending machine. A proper vending experience requires enough room to stand in front of the machine, pace a little, lean on the glass to check the numbers, reach into your pocket for change, and then squat down before shoving your arm into the dispensary. Phyllis would have had to set her ass on the table to browse the snack options, and goddammit, someone move that table so she can vend like normal people.
Has it really been 10 years? Local businessman pledges college tuition to third graders.
Wait, Tots refers to the child variety and not the tater variety? The only reason I agreed to watch this is because I was told it was about Andy and Dwight starting a tater tot company called Potato Heaven. I'm even gorging on some tater tot savory goodness as I sin. And this is just about kids. I've been tatoozled.
You have to tell them.
I mean, yes, technically he does, but does he have to do it in person? This leads to maybe the most excruciating sequence in an already excruciating show. Wouldn't it have been enough torture for Michael to call the principal and have him or her deliver the bad news?
God, you know what? Could this day get any worse?
Well, I still have to finish this episode, and then my wife is making me finish the milk, even though today's date is on the carton, and oh, he's talking about himself, isn't he? Are those generic Frosted Flakes that are called Frosted Flakes? Is that even legal?
Everyone has been assigned a random number.
Since this part essentially becomes the biggest point of conflict with Dwight's whole scheme, I'll point out here how this makes no sense. Jim were able to use this data, which I don't believe. He would most certainly find out which employee each number belongs to before making his decision and would take himself, Michael, and probably Pam off the contest entirely.
In an ideal world, I would have all 10 fingers on my left hand, so my right hand could just be a fist for punching.
Does Dwight realize you need fingers to make a fist?
Grade graduation, she gave a rendition of When the Saints Go Marching In that would blow your freaking mind.
So Michael's been coming back each year to see how the kids are progressing? If that's the case, how did Pam not already know about this?
You came into a life and made a promise that made us honest.
Rhyming promise with honest.
So Jim thought it would be ideal if we all pitched in a 20 for this whole Employee of the Month thing.
Do offices actually make you pitch in your own money for Employee of the Month cash prizes? And if your argument is that's the point, then there's no way Dwight could get everyone to do this. I mean, Kevin's a goddamn accountant. He would have been told first by Jim if there was ever going to be a cash prize.
But you, Mr. Scott, you were actually doing it.
Hey, at what point would a leader ask for proof of Michael's ability to gift college educations to a classroom full of children? Can anyone walk in and make this claim without someone questioning the ability to follow through? Asking for a friend.
But I always thought back to my guardian angel and the gift that you gave me.
Life sucks and hard lessons are just about everywhere. These kids are about to learn the unless the money is cash in your hand or in your account, it's not dependable money lesson, and that truth can kiss my pimple-ridden ass.
Number nine, Jim Halpert.
Sure, everyone can act shocked, but isn't the easy answer here to just say, don't know how I got in the mix there, sorry y'all. Let's go to who is in second place and go down the ranked list. Simple solutions, people.
Does anybody out there have intuition?
I had intuition that watching this episode was going to be a miserable experience, and apparently I am a full-blown psychic.
I wanted to pay for your education. I really did.
Some fans will see Michael's desire to be a good guy and find a way to empathize with his ludicrous dream of paying for a dozen educations by becoming a millionaire. I see a lazy asshole who went to work at a normal job and just hoped the money would show up somehow. If he really cared for these kids, and he didn't, he would have saved about $50,000 per child for at least 1 year of education. That would be $208 of hustle every day for 10 years. Magical millionairing can happen to a few lucky people, but the real money makers work with grit and determination. Another quality this clown doesn't seem to have.
Obviously, there's been some kind of a mistake, so why doesn't Jim just pick the next highest score on the list and...
Ooh, I see what's going to happen. Number 2 is Pam. Well, that's clever. Guess I'd better remove that earlier sin. Or go to the person in 3rd place and punch the stupid cake.
Who promises that to a bunch of kids and then just doesn't come through like that?
Satan. We're looking for Satan.
So there was a little bit of a miscommunication here today. It's been a little wild.
Let me help ease the pain of a beloved character being set up and subsequently reamed by pointing out that when the door closes, the sound should change. Unless he's mic'd up with a lapel, which I did not see.
Hey, Mr. Scott. What you gonna do? What you gonna do to make a dream come true?
Office pool karaoke.
The principal told me that 90% of Scott's Tots are on track to graduate, and that's 35% higher than the rest of the school, so...
90% of 15 students would be 13.5, so which poor student did they cut in half like Dewey Cox's brother to get that percentage?
I found a copy of it in the copier tray.
Villain leaves written evidence which leads to his discovery cliché.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that?
Make sure you click that bell icon.
Sellouts.
But clicking the little bell icon is how you make sure you get notified every time we release a video. So click it.
Sellouts.
You have been talking baby talk.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
You read that back to me?
Me feel good, body strong, sleep big last night.
Hey guys, my irritable bowel syndrome is flaring up.
If you're living with frequent, unpredictable diarrhea and abdominal pain, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with diarrhea, or IBSD, a condition that can be really frustrating.
There you are.
There you are, Peter.
5 minutes ahead of schedule. Right on schedule.
That doesn't make sense.
Who does something like that?
Could it be...